because this is going to keep them. What? Who? Oh yeah.
Bobby. Peace.
Where you at, B? Alright. And welcome to Off the Dome Sports. My name is Sean Militello. I'm joined by one of my great friends. His birthday was yesterday, Mr. T. Craig. Okay, how about them Saints?
Yeah, baby.
People started to lose faith. But you know what? God is good every single time. He was testing our faith today.
The whole game.
You know, we had Saints fans losing their minds today, telling us we're going to suck all year this year.
No faith at all.
No faith at all. And guess what? Old boy Jameis Winston, the same person, or the same people who said Jameis Winston couldn't get it done, the same people who said Jameis Winston's not accurate, that man went 13 for 16, over 200 yards, 2 TDs. Game-winning field goal, real nuts. He missed that first one, he brought right back up with 2 more, 2 for 3 on field goals. We all knew this team was going to be rusty. You know? Winston coming off ACL tear. Lutz haven't played in a year. I forgot what his injury was. Thomas, DAT hasn't played over 2 seasons. But you know what? They got it done when it mattered the most, and that's all it matters. And I knew we had a shot to win the game the whole time until the very last minute. Because there was nothing that Atlanta was doing special. To me, the coaches needed to make adjustments. The coaches made the right adjustments, put us in the game, and led us to winning the game. Big Nutz Lutz. You know, look at nobody was picking up the free blood. Nobody was after an album. Glad it always come with a free picture. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if we didn't have a running back blocking. The running back was always wrong. We were quarterback. But I just know in a matter of the most, Dana Winston at the time showed up good. No, not just that. Jarvis manager was some crazy shit. That's exactly why we found to come to New Orleans. So you're telling me that we cannot go off this momentum and carry it over to Winston? We still can. I just think it's going to take some time for these coaches to adjust to being in the role. So you got to realize we started off this thing with the thing for 16 years. I don't know the top 10 years. So you never had a good time role of trying to This talent, first time being head coach, he's going to control the defense 100% like he used to be. Now he's the head coach. He's got to worry about every single level on the field. He's learning how to make adjustments in his team decisions. I think that the team today, don't get me wrong, the play was suspect. So you got to realize the coaches needed to make adjustments to put these guys in the right position. I think team-wise, we were there today. So we say that. Quarterback, man. They said, I bet. Quarterback. That was probably the best on my quarterback. I don't believe this from day one. I don't believe it, Jamie. James Winston is on another level. I don't think people really realize that. People laughed at me when I said Jameis Winston had Peyton Manning level talent. You can have all the talent in the world. You still gotta know how to put it together. You can have all the tools in the world. You still gotta know how to put it together. And it seems like he's not at Tampa Bay anymore. When he was in Tampa Bay, that was a toxic environment. It wasn't like when Tom Brady was there. It was nowhere close. I don't care what people say. That was a toxic environment. Former first overall pick, a lot of pressure. He comes to New Orleans, clean, untoxic locker room. He got to be coached under Sean Payton, got to play under Drew Brees. He's learned how to be a professional. He's probably the most mature player in the NFL, I would say, and he's probably one of the smartest. People don't give him credit for that. So the fact, a former number one, Marcus Mariota was the number 2 overall pick in that draft, and you can see the difference from clear today. Don't get me wrong. Marcus Mariota tore us up today. But you go look at Marcus Mariota passing the ball versus Jameis Winston, not even close.
Not even close.
Marcus Mariota cannot do what Jameis Winston just did in prime time, crunch time football.
All you do is run the ball. That's all he can do.
Which he did very good at that today. Atlanta is not as bad as what people think they are. I don't know why we came to thinking Atlanta is going to be the worst roster in the league, right? And Damian Williams, key part of their running back rotation, he goes down. Cordell Patterson takes over. Obviously, he's the better running back. I think they wanted to use him in more receiving options. But they did it. They pounded the ball with Cordell Patterson. I said it to you, Thomas, at walk-ons. I said, look, if Atlanta had a workhorse running back, that offense would be fired. But, we did what we do. It's time to move on. And, look, I'll give credit. Look, I'll at least give you to the people who talk shit to me the entire game. I'll at least give you this credit. There are some problems we're going to have to adjust from this game. You're right. There were problems. But You got to give these guys a chance first before we just badmouth them.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
We just went 9-8 last season with 57 different starters. Sure, you say we don't have Sean Payton anymore. Do you not realize this is the same coaching staff that's been under Sean Payton for about 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
If Sean Payton is as good as a coach that people say he is, his pipeline of coaches behind him after he leaves, it shouldn't fall off. It really shouldn't. Do you think once Nick Saban retires or passes away, like I don't mean to wish that, but I'm just saying, do you think Alabama's going to fall off? Hell no, because he built a dynasty, guys. That's exactly what Sean Payton built here in Saints.
Yep.
So, who are playing next? You playing Tampa?
I think Tampa, huh?
Tampa, is it at Tampa or?
I think it's New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans. So we got to go to Tampa. I think Carolina lost. Tampa plays Dallas tonight, don't they?
Yep. I hope they both lose. I hate both of them. I hope it isn't a tie.
And the thing is, guys, if we would have lost this game, it wouldn't have been the end of the world.
No.
It would not be the end of the world. It wouldn't have looked good. Don't get me wrong. It wouldn't look good at all. And we would be changing our way how we talk. But, you know, and I will admit, they played bad. But I never said they weren't playing bad in the first half.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We live too much in the moment.
Yeah.
It's time to get out of the moment.
Yep.
It's time to look forward. You know, okay, then what's the next move?
Yep.
If you look forward and you think, okay, then what they need to do next to help progress what they're already doing. You can't live in the moment. If you live in the moment, especially if you're the team, players, you think players live in the moment? No, they got to get up and play the next play and forget about what happened the play before.
Yep.
You can't live in the moment, guys.
Yep.
So.
But, you know, I'm just tired of these fair weather fans giving up on the team already. You know, I'm like, me and Sean was on Twitter the whole game at walk-ons. I was like, y'all giving up on this team already, bro. We got to realize everybody is trying to get adjusted to each other, new players coming in, new culture, and y'all already saying, oh, we suck. We're going to lose. We're going to do all this. And me and Sean looked at each other. It was like, we got this, man. We got this. Even if we lose, like, we still was doing kind of decent, you know, trying to make a comeback in the game. And you know, and I had faith in my Saints, you know, and I had faith in even Winston. I was like, them boys can get it together. They just need to adjust. They need to get together. If they don't adjust, then we're gonna lose. So, but that's it.
Right, and I feel like this was the first test for DA and Pete Carmichael. Is like, you know, and Chris Richard and Ryan Nielsen as well. This is the first test for them to see if they can make adjustments. And it didn't look good in the beginning of the second half. We really didn't come on until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Yeah.
It was like the last 12 minutes. And, you know, we did get lucky with some of these turnovers.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't mind the bad defensive play. If this offense gets a little bit more rhythm and chemistry, we don't need a great defense. It would be great if we had a great defense like we had last year, the year before that. But all the defense needs to worry about, if our offense is on point like it should be, like you saw in the last 12 minutes of that game, all the defense needs to worry about is turnovers. Because that's exactly what happened when we won the Super Bowl. High-power offense, you had a defense that got turnovers and scored off them turnovers. That's why we averaged over 40 points that year.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Taysom be involved in the run game more, especially if, you know, I don't know. I heard AK went to the locker room.
Yeah, he went to the locker room
in those last few minutes. So I would like to see what Taysom would be in the run game more, maybe get him more active. I would look for them the next game against Tampa Bay, although Tampa Bay is known for their run defense. They're a little older, but I feel like I think the key to this offense is if we got to run the ball more. We got to run the ball more, and then we need to keep passing in short, immediate passes because, you know, it will set up the long, mid to long passes. And I think that was the problem in the first half. These wide receivers were taking too long to progress in the routes, and it was just easy to put rush on Jameis. I mean, it was easy to get a free blitzer to rush Jameis, and nobody was open. So I mean, he's going to take the sack either way. So I mean, what was your thoughts on Jameis in the first and second half? Do you kind of put that on the first half on Jameis, or like do you kind of understand why Jameis, was dealing with? Because I just feel like, the play calling and scheme just wasn't where it should have been in the first half.
I put the first half on the O-line,
mm-hmm.
and I put the first half on the play calling. Because as soon as they made adjustments in the second half, Jameis was showing vintage Jameis Winston. You saw that. Short passes, complete, beautiful throwing ball in space. Like, it was just beautiful in the second half. So I don't put the first half at all on Jameis. He got sacked like 3-4 times the first half.
Let's see. I'm looking at the stats right now. Let's see how many sacks.
That was not it. O-line had to get it better together, man. Like, that was not it. Yeah.
I would say he got sacked 4 times.
4 times.
For a loss of 35 yards.
Yep.
His final stats was 23 for 34, 269, 7.9 per pass, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Had a quarterback rating of 111. That's elite, guys.
Yep.
Now, give Mariota some credit. He was 20 for 33, 215, 6.5, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 0 passing touchdowns, that is. I don't know if he had a rushing touchdown. He did have a rushing touchdown. Him and Cordell Patterson had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
You look at the team stats. The Saints won the passing yard, 234. The first is 215. You look at rushing. Atlanta had 201 yards rushing. So that's something we need to look at. What wasn't working defending against the run against Atlanta? Because it just seems like Atlanta just straight up manhandled them in the trenches.
Yeah. They did.
I would have to go back and look. I don't know if it was the middle that was the problem or the outside, but this is supposed to be one of the best run defensive lines in the league.
Yeah.
So that's something we need to look into because, we got Leonard Fournette next week. So, they're going to want the ball to him in some points of the game, and they might rely on Fournette. Like I said, the secondary, we cannot have bonehead plays.
Marcus
Lattimore, he kind of put us in the spot there. Anyway, he deserves to be called out. But for the most part, I thought the linebackers, Pete Warner and Demario Davis, he played an all right game. He wasn't bad. He did miss a couple of tackles, but Pete Warner, he had to be the defensive player of the game. He played an excellent game. He knocked out a fumble. I want to see his tackles. How many tackles that man had?
He was definitely the dark horse of the game. So, yeah.
Pete Warner was the leader tackler. 13 tackles, 1 forced fumble. So, I mean, and he did an excellent job on Kyle Pitts when he was on him.
Yep.
Did an excellent job. Pete Warner deserves the game ball.
Yep.
And then you got to give props to Jameis, man. And you got to give props to Jarvis Juice Landry. You got to give props to Michael Thomas.
Chris Olave did his job too.
Let's see. Chris Olave. I want to see what
Chris Olave had some good big catches too.
He was 3 for 41, 13 yards per pass. Yeah, on 3 targets. Caught all 3 of his targets.
Yep. And they were big passes.
Jarvis Landry was the most target. Had 9 targets. He caught 7 of those. He had 7 for 114, guys.
Yeah.
Longest 40-yard reception. So, I mean, we got a good team. Atlanta wasn't a team to be slept on. You also got to realize no matter how bad Atlanta or even the Saints are, it's always going to be a tough competition. It's a rival. That's what it is.
Division rival. Division game.
So, we got Tampa, then we got Carolina. Carolina just lost by a last-second field goal. Guess who hit the game-winning field goal for the Browns?
K York, LSU.
K York. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he hit the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
that's all I got to say off my chest. You got anything else to say, Thomas?
Put some respect on Winston's name. Stop talking trash about him. I don't want to see nothing on Twitter no more. If I see it, I'm gonna call you out.
I might start going to shout out to walk-ons on
Shout
Corporate
out to
Boulevard.
Walk-ons and Corporate Boulevard. Go over there, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Right. That was. I always wanted to watch a game there. Finally get to watch with my good friend Thomas. It was fun. The food was good. Had me a surf and turf burger. You had a salad.
Caesar salad.
And
a mozzarella sticks. Yeah.
You know, weird duo, but it worked, right?
Yeah.
Game winning. It was a game winning. You know, if we keep going there, we might as well just get the same stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Until we lose, right? So, but if that's all we got to say, I think that might be it here at Off the Dome Sports.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get this off our chest.
Yeah.
Put some respect on Jameis Winston, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's not in Tampa anymore.
Nope.
He's not this. He had 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's gonna do it here.
Michael Thomas is back.
We'll see how he does the next game. I want to see what he does against Sean Murphy, Bunting Jr., who's been talking shit. But that's gonna be here at Off the Dome Sports. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. They do it.